back to my channel. So if you guys have been following the daily vlogs lately, you might know that we've spent a lot of time clearing and cleaning this house. We've put a lot of things away and we're starting to clear out our cupboards and put things in boxes, ready to put our house on the market and eventually move house. So I figured I probably better get a move on in terms of doing all of the room tours in this house. And the next one on my list to cross off was Heidi's room. So if you guys have been keeping up to date on the videos that have been going up onto this channel, you might have seen Archie's bedroom tour a month or two ago and Louie's bedroom tour a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. And I had so much fun doing those, so I thought, hey, let's go and do Heidi's bedroom, especially because I am starting to put a lot of the kids' stuff away, so I thought I should do it while I still can. This room is probably out of the three the one that has the least character in it, because in the boys I had so many items that I had made or other little pieces that told a story in the room. Heidi's is slightly different. We haven't got as many things in there at the moment. I have just done a bit of a clear out as well as a clear out of her clothes as well. So it may seem a little bare, but I am very much looking forward to doing an overhaul when we get to our new house. I've got a whole lot of ideas for making her room that much more exciting and that much more a reflection of who she is. So let's get straight to it.
So as we first walk into the room, you're immediately hit with a whole lot of color. The main colors of the bedroom are pink, gold, and white, but we also have other splashes of oranges, yellows, navies. We have a lot of different colors on the bedspread, a bit of brown, a bit of black. There's just a lot of color and a whole lot of shapes as well. And I've done it this way just so it's sort of a lot for Heidi to look at. It keeps her eyes busy, and it just is a little bit of a reflection of my crazy daughter. So we have one of these switches on the wall as well, which has the dimmer on it. And I love having these in kids' bedrooms because it creates a really nice atmosphere, particularly at night when you want to turn down the light for story time. And Heidi actually has her light on and turned right down and acts as a nightlight when she sleeps. So across the top of the bed, we have a couple of art pieces that you can see, and I've actually made all of these for Heidi. The first one here is a little quote that says, "But what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly?" And I think this is such a sweet quote, especially for Heidi's room, just because it's about sort of encouraging someone to step outside their boundaries and take risks. And I think it's really cute for children in particular because it uses that word fly. It reminds me of Peter Pan, although the quote is not actually from Peter Pan. And you'll notice around the edge of this quote, there's a whole lot of different flowers, which I bought in a package online and then arranged them in like a Photoshop document, and then found a font that I liked and put it all together myself. So it is particularly personal because it's been made just for Heidi. Now the second quote is the same floral arrangement and says, "Though she be little, she is fierce," which is so fitting for Heidi, and it is actually a Shakespearean quote which I've loved for forever. I think it's so sweet and it definitely says a lot about my child. So in the center of the two pieces, you'll see that Heidi has a little H monogram, which is adorned with flowers. And this is another DIY project I've done. And I've actually done a DIY video on how to do this. So I will make sure to include a link to go and see that if you guys are interested in making one for yourself. It's really easy and it's actually a really fun and creative project. Moving down from there, we have the Leaverick bed from Ikea. I know I buy a lot of Ikea and it's the double one. I think I've mentioned in previous videos that we buy the kids double beds, basically so they'll have it forever. And if we have one of their little friends come and stay over, they have somewhere to sleep as well. And I think this one's particularly perfect for Heidi because of the beautiful white intricate details on the bed head. I think it's so pretty. Over on the edge of the bed head here as well, we also have this cute Dreamcatcher from a birthday party that Heidi went to, and I love that it ties in the gold as well. Across the top of her bed, you'll also notice that Heidi has a couple of toys. And while I'm not a huge fan of having toys on the bed, these ones are particularly special. We've got a pillow that has like a pink pom-pom trim around the edge and gold dots, which I printed for Heidi myself. These foxes, which used to be in Archie's room, but Heidi adored them so much and has slept with them every night since she stole them from Archie's bedroom. So they're pretty special to her. And she also has this little black and white striped teardrop pillow which goes in with her bed. So as I just mentioned with the teardrop pillow, we have this teardrop print bedspread, and on the other side it's got like a black and white geometric triangular print, but we keep it on this side because I think the teardrops are quite cute, or raindrops I should say, and they're really quite colourful and vibrant, and I just think they're really sweet for Heidi's room. And then down on the edge of the bed we have this chevron blanket which my mum crocheted for Heidi a few years back before Archie was born, and it just ties in the white, gold, pink and a little bit of navy as well because we love that colour. On either side of Heidi's bed she's got these chests of drawers from Ikea, and they are the Rast chest of drawers. So originally they come in a natural timber and lots of people choose to paint them in their own way. So what I've done is just gone and stained the whole thing like a dark brownish colour and then painted the drawer fronts white just so it's a nice contrast. And then I've actually created these handles myself by taking, would you believe it, curtain rings and split pins and washers and just poking it through the pre-existing holes, splitting it, and they create really cute little handles. On the top of the first chest of drawers, Heidi's just got a couple of books that she's reading at the time, and she also has a couple of shells as well, which you'll see in a minute. These are ones that James bought back for her when he went on his last trip, and so she likes to keep them beside her bed because she loves that kind of stuff. And although it's a very plain setup, it's just something that works for us. In Heidi's top drawer, she's got this section divider which has her underpants in the front of the drawers there, just so they're easy for her to access, they're easy for me to come in and grab when I need. Off to the side we've got 2 pairs of tights, and I've just thrown out a whole bunch as well which used to be there. And then in the other sections we just have socks, swimmers, and then in this side I used to have a little pair of gloves for Heidi which have gotten a bit small, so I put them in with charity and I'll fill them with a new pair come next winter. Moving down into Heidi's second drawer, it's very bare at the moment just because I've done a big clean out. We've got her shirts, we've got a play suit, and then in the other side she used to have a few singlets which I've thrown out, and then some of them are also in the wash, so they'll go back in there when they are clean. And then moving down to the third drawer, we have Heidi's bottoms. So we start with Heidi's bloomers on the first side. She lives and breathes in these things, so it's only natural that she has a whole bunch of them. And then moving on to the second section, we've got her skirts, and then we also have some tights in there as well. We don't have many of those because I've just thrown some out and because it's no longer winter. And then on the other side, we've just got Heidi's other chest, which is the same as the first. To decorate it, we've got these beautiful flowers. They're just a bunch from Ikea. And then down below it, we have this handmade dolly, which I bought for Heidi either last Christmas or last birthday. Forgive me if I forget, her birthday and Christmas are so close. And she's very cute, so she just sits beside Heidi's bed. Then in the top drawer here, we've just got Heidi's jazz scrunchie. And we also have a matching ballet one, which is currently, I'm not sure where it is actually. In the second section, we keep her elastic headbands. Then in the third, we have some little bow scrunchies there. And then in the last, we have a couple of hair clips as well. Then over here, we've got a flower crown, which Heidi wore to a wedding. And then across on the opposite side, we've got a couple of Alice bands of Heidi's. That one's also like a flower crown type one. And then in the center section, we have this little Juicy Couture bag, which used to be mine, but I've given to Heidi. And she just keeps her little nail polishes in there. So they're nice and safe. They're also tucked away from the boys. And while she does not paint her nails by herself at the moment, it's just something that I've let her have so she can feel like she's a little bit older. And every now and then we take them out and play with them. Lastly, I've got my Lacy Lane accessory box here, and that's just where we keep Heidi's bows because she wears those on a daily. Moving down to the second drawer, we have Heidi's long sleeve pajamas on one side, her nighties in the middle, and then off to the other side we've got her short sleeve pajamas. And then in the bottom, we've got Heidi's shoes, just a couple of pairs in there. And you'll also notice this one drawer has different knobs to the ones on the other drawers. This is just because one of the little pieces has gone missing. So I've put these knobs on for the moment so I can go and get the other pieces to fix them up. Now under Heidi's bed, we've just used that to store her dance clothes. So we've got her ballet and jazz leotards, her tights, ballet socks, and then we've also got a pair of leg warmers in there. Moving up, we just have her jazz shoes and then a couple of pairs of ballet shoes. We like to have a couple as backups. And then we've got her jazz shorts. We have plenty of those because she goes through them so quickly. And then up the back, we've just got some ballet skirts. So we've got like the soft silk tutu ballet skirts, and then the thicker, I can't remember what fabric they're called, the thicker, more typical ballet tutus. We've also got Heidi's little curly wig there, and then up the very back, we've just got some dance jumper type cardigan things. They're more for winter, so we've got them tucked up the back at the moment because she doesn't really use them. And we just keep all of this in this container tucked away under her bed to keep them nice and safe and away from the boys, and every week she goes into them and gets her clothes out. We also have this bag tucked under her bed, which used to be my dance bag. It's still a little bit big for Heidi at the moment, so I am just keeping it under there to keep for her. If she wants to do dancing when she gets older, she's got that for her. Moving over to the window, it's nothing hugely exciting. We've just got these timber blinds, which are good for keeping the light out in those mornings when you want your child to sleep in. And I just want to point out how closely the dark timber matches the gold spots on the wall. I swear I didn't do that on purpose, it just worked out that way. Moving across from the window, we have the wardrobe, and unfortunately for Heidi, it's the thinnest one in the house, but it does manage to fit all of her clothes in there quite well. Along the top here is not as organised as what it is in the boys' rooms, but it has got a lot of Heidi's things that we do like to keep away from the boys. So we've just got them sitting there at the moment, and I'd like to find a better way to store them when we move into our next house. And of the things which we would like to keep away from the boys, we've got this little platter here. It's not really one that the boys can't play with, it's just that it's got lots of pieces which I don't want to go missing. We also have Heidi's trophies, which we don't want the boys touching for obvious reasons. We have this little softie which Heidi got from going to see Lion King the musical with my mum and I. It's so soft and it is quite delicate, so I just like to keep it up here because it's not really a toy. Then we have Heidi's China tea set. For obvious reasons, we're keeping that away from the boys. We don't want it to break. And then across to the side there, we have a little picnic blanket which was made for Heidi by her auntie Brit, and we just keep it up there because it's with the rest of her picnic tea sets. Moving down to her clothing rail, you'll notice that she's only got one, whereas the boys have two. She actually used to have two until I did that recent clear out and I got rid of all of her smaller things that she owned, and I bought a whole heap for her for Christmas. So we'll fill it back up again, but for now we've just gone with the one rail. And you'll also notice that we've managed to fit her dancing clothes in there as well, which we'll have to find a different home when we do stock the wardrobe back up again. And then across the top, you'll also notice that we've got these wooden timber, what are they called? Coat hangers, which we have in all of the wardrobes in our house. I just love the way that they all look together, and they do last forever, so they're great. Now across this back wall here, or the front wall, whatever you want to call it, it's actually the wall that Heidi looks at when she's lying in her bed. So I wanted to add a lot of colour in there so it's something for her to look at, and we've also used it to store things as well. Across the top, I've made this bow garland, which was another DIY project, which I did a video on, so I'll make sure to do a link to it. It was really easy and very fun as well, and I find that it's quite effective, so definitely worth a try if you're interested in trying to make it. And then down below, I just have these oversized pegs, which I've used command prompt Velcro strips to attach to the wall. They're very strong, so they can hold a whole lot on there. And I've just used that on this side here to put Heidi's Easter bonnet. I've also put this little card, which is like a little best friend message from her best friend ever. And then down the bottom here, we have Heidi's, it's like a little cute leather satchel festival bag type thing, and I bought that for Heidi last Christmas, and I also bought her best friend Eva a matching one as well, so it's quite fitting that it's hanging on that particular hook. Then on the other three hooks, we're just hanging hats at the moment, but if Heidi does a little artwork or a drawing or something that she likes, then we like to hang that up there as well. So there you have it, guys. That is Heidi's full bedroom tour of 2016. Alright everybody, so that is Heidi's bedroom tour. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it.
as per usual, I really enjoyed making it. You might have noticed throughout the room that Heidi had a lot of elements in the room that were quite floral, and that was sort of the theme that we had going until now. When we started that bedroom, I think she was about 2.5 when I started making that bedroom what it is today. So while the boys' bedrooms are probably going to stay very similar in theme and colors and objects to what are currently in there, I'm thinking about changing Heidi's completely in the next house to a more ocean sort of beach mermaid theme. She is mermaid obsessed. As you may have seen in the video, she loves collecting shells and things. So I thought that might be a cool opportunity to bring in sort of those elements as well as flowers. I want to try and make them work together, and I do have a few ideas as to how I'm going to do that. So keep your eyes peeled over the next year as we start building the house, because I will start doing videos on my interior design ideas and where I'm drawing my inspiration from, and little hauls of the pieces that I'm buying and things like that. So if you want to be up to date on all of these videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, so I know to do more videos like this. Also feel free to follow me on my other social medias. I've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, and I think that's it. But if I've missed one, I'll make sure to have all of the links down in the description box below. And other than that, I will see you guys all next week. Bye!